my name is Sharon Fitzpatrick and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making Bubble and Squeak. And this is our lovely Bubble and Squeak with our pork chop. And of course, I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of the Bubble and Squeak. And if you think you know anyone that would like the video, do share it with them through Messenger or on social media. And of course, I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. It's free and it just helps other people see the videos. Right, with our Bubble and Squeak, I'm going to cook some pork chops and we're just going to put some seasoning on them and then put them in the oven. So we'll add a bit of salt, a little bit of ground ginger, some turmeric. I put turmeric on a lot of things because it's very healthy. Small bit of paprika and some Cajun seasoning. And then you do the same on the other side and just rub them in. And then we wrap it in foil and put them in the oven. But this just stops that crispiness and keeps them nice and tender and lets them cook in their flavour. Right, for a Bubble and Squeak, we're going to need to cook some mashed potatoes. So what I tend to do when cooking my mashed potatoes, I like to steam mine because they don't go all mushy in the pot. Now you can use a steamer like this, where you just have the base pot, put some water in it, and you put your steam layers in here, and you would just build that up and then put a lid on the top. Or you can buy the electric steamers where you just put a tiny bit of water in and then you put your vegetables or whatever it is you want to cook. The great thing about this is it saves on your electric or your gas because it's just one ring you're using. When you cook your vegetables in the steamer, it retains more nutrients, so it's better than boiling. Now for a Bubble and Squeak, we're going to do some cabbage. And we're just going to dice it up. It doesn't matter if I do too much because I can use it in a soup. It won't go to waste because it will be used up the following day. And of course, don't forget to put your tea towel underneath. Stop your board slipping. Now, of course, the traditional Bubble and Squeak would just be cabbage, onions and potato. But I don't always do things the traditional way. I'm actually going to put some carrots in. I'm going to dice the carrot up into small pieces. You can put different vegetables in. You could put a bit of broccoli if you like. Now make sure to keep your fingers bent. While the cabbage, carrots and potato are cooking, we can dice up our onions ready to fry. And if you want to learn how to cut an onion up without crying, I'll put the link below. See how lovely that chop looks? And all those lovely juices stay in the foil and enhance the flavour. And it smells lovely. I just took them out and turned them and checked on them. I'm going to transfer these potatoes from the steamer into the pot. And in this pot, I've just put about 10 grams of butter. Add a bit of salt. Add some white pepper. And a small bit of cayenne pepper. You're literally adding about that much. You don't need a lot. You add your potatoes from the steamer. And you simply just mash the potatoes. Make them nice and creamy, just give them a good mix. Now if you were doing normal mashed potatoes, you could just leave it like this, or you could have cream. But for the purpose of the Bubble and Squeak, we don't want to be adding cream. I'm going to do a video another day of different mashed potatoes that you could do. Right, we'll put this to one side. Okay, so into our frying pan, we have some butter. Okay, so into the melted butter, we're just going to add our onions. Okay, so let them start to get a little bit brown, and then we'll add some mashed potatoes. Just give them a mix around, and then we want to add some vegetables. Now you can either use a wooden spoon to mix it around, or you could use a fork if you wanted to and kind of turn it like that. It's up to you what you prefer. Now we'll add a big spoonful of cabbage and a spoonful of carrots. And although everything's cooked, the more you cook it, the more kind of crispiness you get on it, and it just gives it that lovely flavour. All that butter is melted into the potatoes and the vegetables. See that nice crispiness that you get to it? We'll just leave it for that few minutes and then give it a mix, and you get that crispiness to it. Now what you can do, if you wanted to make it look really fancy, you can put some into a cutter and then just take it off, and gives it that nice shape when you're serving. So this is your Bubble and Squeak, and you can serve this with fried egg, baked beans, slice of bacon, pork chop. You can do whatever you like with it, but that's your Bubble and Squeak. And this is the lovely pork chop that we've took out the oven. And this is our lovely Bubble and Squeak with our pork chop. And of course you can have this with fried eggs, baked beans. Thank you for watching today's video with Lifestyle with Sharon on how to make Bubble and Squeak. Hope you enjoyed it, and do make a comment, and love it if you subscribed.